Loneliness doesn't always scream. It doesn't barge in with a flood of tears or a hollow echo in an empty house. No, it's far more subtle than that. It slips quietly into your life, curling up in the shadows of your routines, your distractions, your secret corners. At first, you might not even notice. You're too busy, too plugged in, too surrounded by noise to catch the quiet ache gnawing beneath the surface. But it's there, hiding where you least expect, masquerading as normalcy. The truth, you can't outrun it forever. Sooner or later, you'll have to turn around and face it. And when you do, it's not just pain you'll find, it's power, clarity, and a chance to rewrite your story. Here are the top 10 places where loneliness hides, and how to bring it into the light. Not to fight it, but to feel it, understand it, and rise above it. Let's begin with the first five. 1. In your phone screen. You're deep in it. Thumb flicking through Instagram stories, TikTok loops, a group chat full of emojis but empty of real connection. Hours vanish, swallowed by a glowing rectangle that promises closeness but delivers static. It's not laziness, it's armor. That screen is your fortress against the silence, a buzzing shield that keeps loneliness at bay. You laugh at a meme, double tap a photo, text LOL to someone you barely know, anything to dodge the quiet. But then the battery dies, or the feed runs dry, and there it is. The stillness you've been running from, heavier now, pressing in. How to face it? Put the phone down, literally set it across the room. Start with 30 minutes, no cheating. Pour yourself something warm, sit by a window, and let the world slow down. Your mind will squirm. What am I doing? This is dumb, but stay with it. Treat loneliness as a guest, not a ghost. Ask it. What are you trying to tell me? Maybe it's boredom, maybe it's grief. Don't rush to fix it, just listen. Each time you do, the screen loses its grip, and you reclaim a piece of yourself. You'll wonder why you ever let pixels steal so much of your soul. 2. In forced friendships. You have that crew, the ones you call friends because they're there, not because they truly fit. The coworker who talks over you, the high school buddy who only texts when they're bored, the group chat you mute but can't quite leave. You hang on, forcing laughs, faking interest, because an empty calendar feels worse than a shallow night out. But here's the truth. These ties don't fill you. They drain you. You're lonelier in their noise than you'd ever be in your own silence, hiding the ache behind small talk and stale memories. How to face it? Cut the cord. It's terrifying. Like jumping without a net, but it's also liberating. Next time they call, let it ring. Say no to the invite that feels like a chore. Then take that night for yourself. Light a candle, play a song you love, sprawl on the couch with a book, or just your thoughts. Feel the space open up. This isn't loss, it's room to breathe. Start small. Reach out to one person who truly sees you, even if it feels like a long shot. Loneliness doesn't come from being alone, it festers in pretending. Let go and watch its grip loosen. 3. In overworking. Your inbox is a battlefield, your desk a bunker. You're up at dawn, grinding past dusk. Spreadsheets, Zoom calls, a to-do list that never shrinks. You call it hustle, dedication, but deep down it's a hiding place. Work is a drug. It numbs the loneliness, keeps your hands busy, your mind full. No time to feel when you're drowning in deadlines, right? Until the project wraps up, the office quiets down, and suddenly, you're left staring at a clock with nowhere to run. That's when it hits. Harder, louder, because you haven't escaped it, only delayed it. How to face it? Draw a line in the sand. Pick one night, say Wednesday, and shut it down at 5 p.m. No excuses. No laptop, no emails sneaking onto your phone. Walk outside, even if it's just around the block. Feel the air, hear the birds, let your shoulders drop. Then sit on your porch, your couch, anywhere, and face what comes. Maybe it's tears. Maybe it's nothing. Write it down. Why am I scared to stop? Work will always be there. Your heart won't wait forever. Reclaiming the hours you've given away isn't laziness, it's an act of rebellion, and it's one worth starting. 4. In noise. The TV's on even when you're not watching. Music blasts through your earbuds. Podcasts chatter in the background. Sound is your constant companion. Silence? That's the enemy. It's too raw, too revealing, so you drown it out, layering noise over loneliness like a thick blanket. But it's still there, a hum beneath the hum, waiting. You've built a wall of sound, but every time you hit pause, the cracks begin to show. How to face it? Kill the noise. Cold turkey. Start with 10 minutes, no playlist, no chatter, just you in the room. It'll feel like standing naked in a storm. Your thoughts will roar, your chest might tighten. Breathe through it. Count the inhales, let the exhales steady you. Ask yourself, what's hiding in this quiet? Keep going, stretch it to 15 minutes, then 20. Make it a ritual. Every evening, a pocket of silence. You'll find it's not emptiness, it's a mirror. Loneliness loses its power when you stop drowning it out and start listening in. 5. In nostalgia. You lose yourself in it. Those golden days when life felt full. Late night talks with friends you've outgrown. First loves that burned out. Summers where the sun never seemed to set. You replay them like a movie, each frame a warm escape from now. But it's not just reminiscing, it's hiding. The past becomes a cocoon, shielding you from the loneliness of today's blank slate. Then the credits roll, and you're still here, aching more than before. How to face it? Snap back to now. Grab a pen and list 5 things you have today. Your favorite mug, a coworker's dumb joke, the way your dog naps. They don't have to be big, they just have to be real. Then make something new. Bake cookies, snap a photo of the sky, plant a seed, literally or metaphorically. Nostalgia is a guest, not a landlord. Kick it out by building a present worth living in. Loneliness fades when you stop running backward and start planting roots. 6. In food. It's late. The house is still. And you're elbow deep in a bag of chips, or maybe it's ice cream, spoon scraping the bottom of the tub, or takeout you didn't really need. You're not hungry, not really. It's comfort, a quick fix, a way to push down the loneliness bubbling up inside. Each bite is a distraction, a warm hug from the fridge when no one else is around. But the wrappers pile up, the sugar crashes, and there it is again, lurking, untouched. How to face it? Pause before the next bite. Put the fork down, step away from the pantry, and ask, what am I feeding? Grab a glass of water instead. Slow sips, let it settle. Then try this. Cook something real, even if it's simple. Toast with butter, a scrambled egg. Sit with it, taste it, no rush. Loneliness isn't a hole to fill with food, it's a whisper to hear. Next time it calls, meet it with a pen or a walk, not a plate. You'll wish you had traded the binge for the breakthrough sooner. 7. In daydreams. You're staring out the window, lost in a world where everything is perfect. You're the hero, loved, unstoppable, finally whole. It's not just idle thought, it's a hideout. Daydreams paint over the cracks of loneliness with vivid colors, imaginary friends who never leave, triumphs that never fade. But when reality snaps back, the gray feels grayer, the quiet louder. How to face it? Pull the plug on the fantasy reel. Blink. Stand up. Touch something solid. A chair, a wall, your own skin. Write down one real thing you can do today. Call someone, fix that shelf, water a plant. Do it, no excuses. Then dream with purpose. Plan a trip, sketch a goal, make it tangible. Daydreams are sweet until they become chains. Facing loneliness means stepping out of what if and into what now. The real world is messier but richer. 8. In sleep. The alarm's hours away, but you're already under the covers, lights off, eyes shut. It's not exhaustion, it's retreat. Sleep is a trapdoor out of loneliness, a soft exit from the day's sharp edges. You nap through afternoons, crash early, tell yourself you're just tired. But when you wake, it's still there, clinging like damp fog. How to face it? Break the cycle. Set a bedtime and stick to it. No crawling into bed at 8 p.m. to dodge the night. If you're up, stay up. Light a lamp, put on socks, move. Try this. Sit with a hot drink and name 3 things you felt today. Good, bad, whatever. Don't sleep it away. Feel it through. Loneliness thrives in the dark of avoidance. Drag it into the light of a waking hour and it starts to shrink. You'll regret all the hours you let it steal. 9. In superficial romance. You swipe right, flirt fast, fall into someone, anyone, to dodge the void. It's not love, it's a bandage, a warm body, a late-night text, a fleeting spark. They're all stand-ins for connection, thin layers covering the loneliness you won't face. But when it fizzles, and it always does, the sting is sharper, the silence heavier. How to face it? Stop the chase. Delete the app for a week. No dates, no DMs. Sit with yourself instead. Watch a movie you love, cook a meal you'd share, write down what you'd say to someone real. Then redefine enough. You don't need a +1 to be whole. Loneliness isn't a gap a stranger can fill. It's a mirror you can learn from. When you're ready, seek love that adds to your life, not rescues you from it. You'll wish you had faced it solo first. 10. In busyness. You're a whirlwind. Errands, hobbies, favors for friends, anything to keep moving. Your calendar's packed, your hands full, because stopping means feeling. Busyness is loneliness's slickest disguise. It looks productive, even noble, but it's a dodge. And when the rush slows, the ache lands like a brick. How to face it? Clear the deck. Pick a day, Sunday maybe, and cancel everything. No plans, no tasks. Sit on your floor, your bed, wherever, and let the quiet roll in. It'll itch, it'll burn. Stay anyway. Ask yourself, why am I running? Write the answer, cry if it comes, laugh if it's absurd. Then build slowness back in. One task at a time, one breath between. Loneliness hides in the blur. Face it in the pause. You'll see it's not a weight, it's a window. Loneliness isn't a monster to slay. It's a thread in the fabric of being human, subtle and stubborn. You can bury it in screens, schedules, snacks, or sleep, but it will wait, patient as stone, until you turn and meet it. These 10 places, your phone, your past, your packed days, are where it burrows, whispering truths you've drowned out. Facing it isn't about erasing it. It's about stripping its power, letting it sit beside you instead of inside you. Start small. A minute of silence, a night alone, a step toward what's real. Each time you do, you reclaim a piece of yourself, stronger, clearer, less afraid. One day you'll look back and wish you'd stopped hiding sooner. Because loneliness isn't the end of the story. It's the start of the one where you rise. Don't wait. Peel back the layers now and see what's waiting to bloom.